I am of both worlds, and so I am that I am that I am that I am. I am that I am that I am that I am. And I know that I am that I am that I am. I love that I am, and I know that I am. So I know that I'm loved, and I know that I'm loved, and I know that I'm loving because I am that I am. And so what I learned that I am that I am, I know that I am that I am that I am. And so I can be nothing and I can be everything and I can be as I am because I am that love that I am for all that I am, through all that I am, for all that I am, that I am, that I am. And so the most important things that I learned like this week and that I've been able to integrate, and some of these like filler words drive me crazy when I like listen to myself with the like the Valley Girl thing, the filler words that repeat and repeat. But like you can see the wisdom in and the mirroring and the reflection and all the perfection and the imperfection of everything that I am. And so, like, letting me be like as I am and as I'll be, as this human, as this divinity, as this trinity within me, as all that I am, that I am, that I am, and the love that I am, that I am, that I am. And it's helping me to let go of who I think that I am, to be who I am, as I am, as I am. And the simplicity of that truth that I know that I am, letting go of the agendas that I have to prove that I am, to prove that I'm worthy or that I can convince anyone of anything. And letting go of that, like, brings the clarity. So, what do I know? Because I don't know. And letting that part of me that does know step forward, because allowing the part of me that doesn't know, and being humble and thankful and grateful and awed and the child again. And the joker and the trickster and the friend. Being my own friend. Loving me through all beginnings and end. Remembering it's a play, it's a stage, it's a phase, but like really yeah, that deeper knowing of letting go, listening for signs to tell me like, to be slow or let go. Yeah, just navigating and going with the flow and being here and knowing it's okay not to know because there is that part of me that does know. And so there are so many important things like that came through for me, and I wanted to share them because they were so deep for me, and this journey has been so amazing, really. Like discovering myself, loving myself, knowing myself, and seeing that I'm a part of everything and that there is magic in the world, and that magic is me and we and everything, and we're connected to everything. So, oh, the messages were so deep, though. It's all a blank page. It's all a clean slate. It's like being in the now, really, then referring back to like what we were sure of and what we were certain of. And so, like, just letting go. But man, it's just right there. And I know, like, when I turn off the camera, it'll come right back and it'll flood right back. It's so funny. So just let it go. It's like being that fetus in the womb, knowing everything will come at the right time and in the right space, because it all has its place. And being like more conscious of the cycles and that, and our own participation, but our own surrender, really, and know that we're held, and that like life wants the best for us, love wants the best for us. It really is all for us. And just remembering that, like, that everybody's powerful, everybody's whole, everybody is loved, everybody's loving, everyone is loved, everyone is a part of each other, everyone is a part of the whole, everyone like is part of this great grand soul and this great story that's ever been told. And like that it can be fun, it can be an adventure. It can be everything like we've ever really wanted, because it's all that we are. And that's what we've been denying ourselves, is all that we are. And so, like, living in both worlds and being in both worlds and just having fun and enjoying it, really, because it is all about love and joy and pleasure and discovery. And that's what God wants for all of us, is that love and that joy and that pleasure and that fun. Because He's such a fucking funny man. Really, when it comes down to it, it's like all fun and play. And I have had that experience with God, and like that God within me, that God is in play. And it is so fun, and it is so joyful, and it is so sweet, and it's everything. And so, like, yeah, sometimes it is so hard to navigate, like, this bullshit and these distortions, like, that we see in certain ways, you know. They're so certain. We're so certain about what we see, and really, we could take a second look or a double take. Like, what would we really see? And like a lot of the things that were coming up like this month were around the twin, the doubles, the lovers, doppelgangers. Oh my god, there's so many funny stories and synchronicities around that. Like, even there was some guy that came to the door, and I can't remember. Oh, oh yes, he was. We had our ducts cleaned out, like our air ducts, because the air needed to be purified in certain ways. So, and the circulation like needed to be a little bit improved. So, like, we're doing that in the material, physical ways, as well as like certain metaphysical ways. So it's all funny in multi-dimensional ways. So I could just like look at these things every day, like in certain ways, because they all relate to each other and we're not separate. They're all connected. And so like I see so much about everything, like on all different levels and all different layers. And then I know there's always the unseen and the mysterious things, like, that are never going to be really seen, but known and felt in other ways. And so many playful things, like always at play, always a trickster energy to keep us like that. Man, we need that Uranus energy, like, to shake things up, because we get so comfortable and like just, yeah, it's so blinder, narrow, rigid focused. And so like that's why like it is good to just let loose sometimes, and just, oh my god, like sometimes however we get to do it, like for ourselves, and not judge it, and like really like stop judging other people for how they do their process, like, too. And that's like what's really helped me like see through some of the bullshit and some of my own bullshit, and some of the bullshit stories that like we repeat and we repeat and we perpetuate, and just like can't sometimes find our way out of. And so like there is like all these ropes, like, to climb or like, yeah, just like these threads to weave, and then like we know like we're fine like where we are. And it's just, yeah, it is so funny, where we think we should be, like, versus like where we are, like it's exactly where we need to be. And like yeah, it's like letting go of the resistance and the identity to like the certain forms the energy takes, and like also like identifying so much with pain and with how much it hurt. Like, wow, that was a good lesson from Wasp, really. It was like, how come you're telling this story like again and again and again of how much it hurt? Like, like, you know, like how much it does hurt. But like, why are you so addicted to that like story? And so like, because like maybe I'm afraid of joy and afraid of like what real pleasure, like what that can create and generate, and how much power is in that. Like, and that's a huge part of my power I've been denying for myself. And so, like, yeah, that is huge too. Like, and self care and rest and all of that. Like, because I know that will, you know, contribute to the highest joy and pleasure to, like, in certain ways of neglecting myself, like knowing, like kind of like afraid of how much power I actually do have, and like if I show up in that, like what that can bring for me, or mm. Yeah, it's just, but like letting that go, like with ruthless compassion, like what other people are gonna think, and letting go of the fears of uh, past persecution and how it's targeted and how I suffered. Like, wow. And how everyone has suffered and how I took it all on and everything. It's just really knowing that it is all held within the great heart, and I can let go of it and just like be that part of that whole that is whole. And know that it is all right, and it is like all in divine design, and like when it is time like to respond in a certain way, like I trust love will show me the way, and letting go of certain things like that I'm gonna miss out, or that I'm not gonna do what I'm here to do, like kind of turning it around for myself, that whatever I'm doing, that's what I'm here to do, and I'm here just to be love, and I'm here to free my own love, and to see my own love, and to honor my own love, and to serve my own love, and to enjoy my own love, and to play with my own love, and to just be my own love. Really, because we're the beloved, of God, we're the children of God, we're part of God, this God is love, all that is creator, this being that loves everything, because it is everything, and it is all love, and that is the reality, and that's the unified that's the unity, and like the truth of being, and that is like what's really true. Just remembering all of that, like, and then navigating through all these stories and all of these games that we get to play, and these roles. It's such a trip and a half in so many ways, in every way, and all ways. And so, like, really, like, what it is for, it is just so unspeakable, undescribable, like, inarticulatable. And so, like, really, like, through the heart, like, I've seen just letting go, suspending beliefs. Got so many good gifts and blessings this month about that, and today with like letting go of my own beliefs, my own agendas about wanting to be heard or seen, and like listening to what was being offered, and then actually like yeah, holding the space for that, and then the space was held for me to actually share. And there were so many amazing exchanges that like activated other things. And so it is all like a continuous like spiral, and like so many layers of everything like that are constantly affecting everything. And because of the interconnection and the interrelation of everything as one, when all of these different individual unique parts that like yeah, oneness and multiplicity, and the trinity, like the oneness and the duality of like all things, the circle of all things. In the circle, we were all equal. There is no one above, there is no one below, there is no one in front, there is no one behind. We are all one. And like, yeah, we may be in different places in different stages of our growth. Like, and the coolest thing too, yeah, this reminds me of this rose bush that was right outside the B&B that I got to stay at with some beautiful women, some beautiful souls, beautiful friends, beautiful feminine goddesses. Oh my gosh, magical children. And so, like, yeah, there was this beautiful pink rose bush in front of the house. And I really didn't notice it until the last day when we were taking some things out. And I just saw like that there was this beautiful rose that was just blooming, and it was like at its peak like this day. And it was right by the door, and it was like saying, hey, like stop and smell the roses. Like look at all the beauty all around you. Here it is. Here I am. Here you are. Here we are. And so it's just like, yeah, like, and so I took a couple pictures of that one, and then I didn't even look at like all the other ones that were all, you know, it was like that one caught my eye, and I was just like, oh my god, I love that one, and just like yeah, still doing my thing. But then when I was bringing some more packages out and stuff, like yeah, I saw my friend taking pictures, and she pointed out to me, look, and in a row there was like maiden, mother, crone. There was one rose that was still a bud, and it was so beautiful, and it hadn't like gotten to that point where it was going to open and bloom yet, but it was just so amazing and so beautiful. And then there was the one in the middle that was so like exactly like the one that had drawn my eye, like just at its peak and its beautiful like bloom, where it was just just so fresh and like opening up to the world for the first time, and just in its glory and its light and like just expression, its full peak expression. And then at the end there was like the rose that had bloomed, and it had been a couple days, and it had the leaves or the petals had started to wilt and brown and droop just a little bit, and it was the crone, but it was still so beautiful, and it had like, and it still had its beauty, and it was there, and it was like witnessing all the other like yeah, the the whole entire bush that it was a part of, the whole entire family. And it was just like the coolest thing, like just to see like that, and um, its own expression, like of that rose bush, of nature, of the goddess, of the feminine, of that power, of that beauty, of that magic that we are, of that nature is, you know, creation is. Seeing it in that way too, like, and you know, receiving that in so many ways, in so many levels, like that, like always simultaneously, we're always all those things and moving through those things. And so it's like the power and the secret of the rose, and like all that means to me, all that holds for me and we, yeah, all that true love and divinity. grateful for like all that beauty and all that magic and all the opportunity, like, and the initiations. And even though like certain things weren't comfortable, like they didn't need to be, like really kind of let go of my attachment of things needing to be comfortable and letting go of what I thought I had to be for others, like to be enough and to be lovable, to be, worthy, and like just letting that go and letting it be. Like what I thought, like my expectations about how I thought I needed to be for others and how they needed to be for me, and showing up and with love and like vulnerability. It was amazing, like really what it got to be, like with ruthless compassion, like surrendering certain ego strategies and like, yeah, what I would normally do to people please or to push through certain things, and just let go of like all everything and be that gift, like that showed people and showed like others that I was with that, yep, non-attachment, like, self-care, rest, taking care of yourself, like, and letting go of all the rest and trusting that, so, and that freed up so much energy. It freed up a lot of my energy, and yeah, I feel like it was a gift. Like it was really a huge gift. And I had such a great experience, and I know everyone else did as well, like, and with all the connections and the reflections, like of everything in the feminine shadow that has been like brought into the light and healed, and like, yeah, everything that's possible now as we're growing we're deepening in our roots and growing certain parts of ourselves that we had denied, and yeah, like just things we didn't even really realize and that have been revealed, and like they are ready to be like healed and brought back into the light to like be part of that whole again. And so like I can see like how we are weaving like certain threads back together again by coming together and allowing each other like certain things, like, and it's just funny, like no matter what we plan out, like how life has its own kind of funny ways of of just unfolding, ready or not, like accepting or not, like here you go, this is this is for you, mama bear style, you know um like, and I know you can handle this, like this is what you're here for, like this is what you're born for, this is, you got this, love. And so like just seeing it from that, like there was its challenges and it's like, yeah, super blessings, like so many things and so many things to say about it. But I did, yeah, I just want to share a few things that I got today and like this month about just how to let go and how to be in this world but not of it, and also to be of both worlds and to be like love in it, like to have that ruthless compassion and let go of that false image, and yeah, starting to know, but for the grace of God go I. And so it's all about like thy will instead of mine, but like, yeah, really paying attention to and honoring like my own inner compass and my own wisdom and like the love that I've been given. And so like it is like such a marriage, an alchemical marriage within. such a sacred union, and such a blessing, like where it doesn't require perfection, just willingness and just acceptance. Acceptance for where we are, no matter where we are and no matter what we're choosing. And just like so we can have that allowance for ourselves. And that's all like really the simple wisdom and the love is that yeah, but like we built so many barriers against love and against ourselves. Yeah. And so it's just like tearing those down and letting those go. This is a real thing. And that's where we can claim our own crown. Like when we have rooted deep within ourselves, where we know we are of both worlds and we can accept all of the love and all of the light and all of the shadow, all of the dark, and everything that we are, because we are made of love and the Creator made us, yeah, in His image. And it is such a different image than what we've been like taught to see and perceive and believe. But like, yeah, we are remembering. And so it's just like really beautiful to see that and to be a part of that and to watch it all unfold and to see all these miracles. And the Wizard of Awareness is like, yeah, you can just let go and you can watch and witness and you can have compassion and you can love and you like have your own experience, but please don't limit and define like everything. Like, please don't try and just describe everything. Just like allow it. Like, be in presence. Because every time you're defining your experience, you're limiting your ability to experience the present, the gift that you're being given. And so that was huge, like in a huge, huge way, in every way, in a great, great way, to see like that. This is like, oh, so taking it in, letting it penetrate, letting it percolate, letting it show me, letting it be revealed to me, like where I get in my own way of receiving and experiencing like this full presence. So, it's so funny. And I know those who know will know. They'll get it. Yeah. So, a hole within the hole becomes a hole within the hole within. A hole who holds the hole within. The light of the heavens reflects the light of the earth. If we raise our children, then our children raise us. And thank you, dear Susan, for all of this beautiful nugget and this generous gift. Thank you, love, always, for helping me to see, for helping me to change my mind and release this, yeah, old lie. To help me see a new perspective and new stories. Yeah, that I can write, and helping me to see like how to release this guilt and this pain and this regret and shame, forgiving myself and seeing myself and the whole in whole new ways. Oh, and my daughter, oh my God, she is setting me free to be the one that I need to be for me and we. And I get to be all this love for me and for we. And I free her to be the best student teacher for me and we, and the best love and the best amazing being that she wants to be and she gets to be. And I love my little Ruby. The rubes, all the love and the beauty. The rose's kiss, enjoy your time to live and love fully. So commit to being present, alive and rooted, supported and nourished, blessed, prosperous, abundant, rich, fertile, plentiful, connected, tuned in. Self-care, self-love, self-respect, transparency, honesty, ruthless compassion, faith, trust, and receptivity. I trust life and life trusts me. I love life and life loves me. I am life and life is me. I am one with all things within me and thee. I allow life to care for me, and I allow life to carry me and we. I allow life to flow freely. I thank life for teaching me to how to be free. Being free, being me, being all of this for all of me. So that all beings, yeah, all of we can be free. If I can allow myself to be free, and I can help others be free to help them free themselves to be like all they need to be. Yeah. Just being free and being me and loving me and being free. Like being free to be me and loving me frees me to be like all the love that can be like, capable of like that love that can flow, like allowing that flow, allowing that love to flow freely, to work through me, to serve all of this love that's connected to me, like by loving myself, through being true to myself, no matter what it looks like on the outside, and letting go of the fears of looking wrong or being unaccepted or not liked or being persecuted or targeted. Like I can let all of that go and know it's not personal. Like that's a huge thing. Like working on that for a long time. Like not taking things personally and like being able to receive that in new ways lately. Oh, whole new deep ways. And so super like appreciate and grateful for that. And then look forward to learning more around that and like experiencing that in whole new ways. Just being grateful for that. Like it's a lot easier to let things go and not take things personally when it has hurt so much. Like when I have taken things so personally. Like because I thought it was me that was wrong. Or yeah, and all of these things that were wrong. And now like I know that they're not. Like in certain ways, but I know that they hurt and I know that there's pain and I don't like deny that there's suffering and that there's things like that really are asking for love and for healing and for compassion and like their own revealing. And so like if we can be brave enough to see like what's asking to be seen and see through the eyes of love in that unified reality. Yeah, just to like become whole again and to heal that split and that divide. And, I've gotten a lot of lessons in that lately, and there was something that wanted to come through around that, and I'll see if it wants to come through, because it was like huge for me. But we'll see. And so like yeah, it's just like letting go and trusting like in the ignorance and the wisdom, like in the innocence and like the willingness and the trust and the faith and the grace like that there is. And just like yeah, remembering not to take it so seriously, not to take it so personally, not to have like such an agenda or an attachment to the way things are supposed to look, feel, seem, be. Knowing that like I can improve, like, and I can polish certain things, but like really it is beautiful just to be vulnerable and be real in a lot of ways. And so like willing to improve in certain areas, and work on certain things because like it is fun like to practice certain things and to see how amazing certain fruits like can be cultivated and grown and really how they take off and it's a life of their own. And like seeing how it inspires other people and how that, like, and it's a domino effect, and just like one little thing that we don't even think like is really that big of a deal, like really just being part of, being ourselves and playing our part there, it does affect so much change, like even just because it is within ourselves, but like we don't even see like how it ripples out in a lot of ways. But I think we'll start to see that in ways that we haven't before, like in more accelerated ways and amplified ways. And so this is like the coolest thing ever, like, which reminds me of like the like the two fishes and the loaves, like the three loaves and the two fishes. I don't know if that's the number of the story, but yeah, like how things like exponentially like just multiply in mysterious, miraculous ways. Like just because we are so creative and we have so many gifts and we have so many resources, and like just the way that we use our imagination and our creative energy, like when we know, like when we start to learn how to harness that and access that and use that and respect that and honor that and believe in that magic, holy shit, like what can we create, like with all of this love and all of this like that we've been given. It's so fun to think about. So I'm just excited about that. And like how just life is conspiring on our behalf. Even when it seems like we're being bitch slapped and are having our asses handed to us. And even when it's like so super uncomfortable, we feel like the most awkward motherfucker in the room. And just like, yeah, it's fucking funny. Like, really getting over ourselves, getting through to ourselves, remembering ourselves, like unifying ourselves, and knowing that all parts are right in the circle. Like, yeah, just like that just comes back to me again and again, and just being that point in the center of that circle, coming back home to ourselves, being ourselves, loving ourselves, like letting go of ourselves, letting go of defining ourselves, letting go of limiting ourselves, letting go of like imprisoning, caging, um, controlling, dishonoring, disallowing ourselves, rejecting ourselves. Like, yeah, owning our power, reclaiming all of that. Like, no matter what we've been told that is, like, because, yeah, it's really distorted, and that's what I'm seeing about, like, how the spiritual ego's been operating in certain ways. And I love, like, that's been one of my biggest teachers, too. Like, being so cut off like from what I am, and seeing it in such a distorted way, like trying to climb that ladder and get that carrot on a stick. And and then like just kind of seeing those things dissolve and those veils sort of, like being lifted and falling away. And knowing, yeah, that's all bullshit. And knowing that it's all within, and then like getting sucked back into some of the old programming, and then like coming back, and then yeah, just stepping back and forth, and like, yeah, being in both worlds, and learning how to navigate like some of this stuff, and like sometimes like the limited ways that we've been able to see it, but like, and being courageous enough to be willing to take a leap of faith and let go of all the other like concepts for just a moment sometimes, to like get a glimpse of what's really true and what my soul really knows, and what I can really remember about what my heart really knows, what my true being really knows, what my spirit really knows, like my whole self really knows about who I am, about who we are, about all of it. And so, it's just a dance and a navigation and just, wow, just this alchemicalization and just weird play and person sometimes that I get to be, or these roles that I get to play. And like, yeah, this projection. It's just very odd, like when like kind of like operating and seeing like how it is all oneness, and then like coming back here to be this person named Jen and have all these stories of Jen. And yeah, it's such a strange sensation, and yeah, real mind trip and mind fuck sometimes, like with all the things that are always like in transition and like changing through like this perception and belief of who I am, and this constant like light prism that's projecting this image, and just the way that it is, and like learning how to see multidimensionally and trying to articulate that. um that just reminds me of like one of the things that I wanted to share was like, so how do I explain this to other people? And it's like, you can't. You can't. They have to know it for themselves. They have to see it for themselves. They have to come out of that cave for themselves and see the sunshine and the sunlight for themselves and see it with their own eyes. And so it's like, just talk to them like, you're talking to yourself. You're talking to that self that you really, really love, or that you're just comfortable with, and it's yourself. And so it's just like, okay, like however they're going to take it, whatever, but just like, yeah, because it is for yourself. And so that like is just like the simplest wisdom, if I don't have to like distort it and go around and like mind loops and tell me that's what I'm, like how I'm supposed to like be. It's just like, be that for yourself, be that love for yourself, express everything as you are, like as yourself for yourself. And so like, yeah, this is like, it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. So it's just like, because we've complicated things so much, we've been so separated from ourselves, and then like coming back to the wisdom, it just is like, it's just sometimes we make it harder for ourselves than it needs to be. And so it is just so funny, like, yeah, just to trip out on everything, and just to let it just show us, like, instead of trying to so hard. Because really, it is all here for us already. Like, we just built up so many walls and mazes, like, to to find our way back home to ourselves. And so I love you, and thank you for listening. And yeah, this has been good for me, like all of these things. And I'm sure I'll be sharing like more, because there's been so much. Okay, love y'all. Hope you're all being in love for yourselves, and we'll see you later. And bye for now.